Well, ladies and gentlemen, part 2 of my go bag for my truck. I'm getting it together, and I wanted to show you what I did already have here at the house, and it's going to save me some money now because I bought it before. I showed you this rucksack, knapsack, rucksack, kind of big. Here's the one I had at the house already. You can see the difference. It's probably half the size. What I found neat was this already has an area inside for your or my platypus. So I'm going smaller. I'm going to be putting everything inside here. I've got the extra room. I still do have this, don't forget. I can put this either on my belt or I can attach it with the straps to my smaller rucksack and either carry food in it or extra water or clothing, of which I do have and I've had in my vehicle a small suitcase, just maybe 15 by 4. In it I have a pair of pants, socks, underwear, and a shirt, a flannel shirt, a long sleeve flannel shirt. So when I'm out camping, when the temperature gets down into the low 50s, upper 40s, I am able to put something warm on. I had it in there specifically for when I was ice fishing. You fall in, if you're able to get out, which we're kind of careful, we do the best we can, I can change. I can put warm clothing on. It's very important to get your body temperature back up. Let me aim this camera up just a little bit so you can see all of me. Stand by. I think that's better. Okay, you don't need to see the table because I'm going to show you everything as I put it in the rucksack. To make it softer, now this thing opens up all the way. As you can see, it opens up pretty far. I have my a sinker. I have my other rucksack, which I use for the Appalachian Trail, out in my shed, and it's full, it's ready to go. But that's a rucksack that I would use from here if I had to leave and go away and had no wheels. That's the rucksack I would use. I have a heavy-duty sleeping bag. I got a fishing rod out there that's this big. But when you put it together, it's a 5-foot rod with a reel. There goes my police scanner. Okay, in the back, is where the platypus goes. This gets fed through the hole, around the shoulder, down alongside so you can sip from it. I would have on here the valve that would turn off and on the water. There is a catch right here that allows you to hook this up so the bag stays in the upright position. The rest of this is where everything else goes. I know it's hard seeing. I am using the camcorder. I wanted to try using the camcorder instead of the GoPro to see the difference in quality. Now, part 1 of this, I forgot to tell you about the rope and the power cord that I also take. You saw it sitting on the table, but I never did talk about it. I have about 50 feet here of power cord that I can either make a guy line, a tent peak with this between 2 trees, or I can take the power cord apart. There's 7 strands that I can use as a trout line a taut line they call it, for fishing. That's going down the bottom. It's not something I would use all the time. The last thing I'd probably use, and yes, I'm packing this backwards, something to think about. The bivvy, probably the last thing you want to get out of your rucksack. So it goes in first. The second thing is my tarp. This is what gets laid on the ground, or you can make a tarp, a tent type out of it, but it's only 5 feet long, 5 feet by 4 feet. So that would only be really good for one side of the tent. That would go in. I would use it as a ground cloth under my bivvy. Above that would be my emergency blanket, they call it, and this is 53 by 82. So 82 is what, 7 feet? Around 7 feet, 8 feet, 7.5. This at 3.5 on each side would make a good small tent. That would go in the bottom. In fact, in the cup. Toilet tissue. Never know when you're going to need toilet tissue. I would actually put that probably in about last. And this has a second front that has 3 parts to it that you can put stuff without having to unzip everything. So I'd probably put the toilet paper there. Things that I'd want to be able to get to and read there would be put in the back where you don't get them out all the time, but maybe once you're set up, you get them out and look at them. The shemagh, or the head wrap, or the sling, or a Band-Aid of some sort, that would have to be usable real quick. Now, to let you know, I have used one of these walking on the app trail. What I did was unfolded it and put it on my head and let it hung down my neck and the back. I was getting chased by horseflies, and I mean monstrous horseflies. You could hear them coming, you could hear them land on you. When I put this on the back, they no longer hit my neck. I could see them fly in here and swat at them. But this took care of them landing on my back. So this should be in the front pouch where I can get to it easier, or with the little strap on there, I can put one of the locking straps through there and it can hang on the outside. So that would go down in the front. My saw, that would be in the back. That wouldn't be used until I got set up. So that would be in the back part, near the tent, near the blanket, near the bivvy, and I'm getting down to very little. There's things in here I wouldn't use, at least until I'm set up. Spoon, fork, the dinner knife, my buck knife, that's most important to me, don't want to lose it. I want this inside. The bank line. I would need this to set up, probably set up, if I didn't have enough line on my paracord, I'd use the bank line to do that. That also counts for setting up traps. And of course the tape would be used to set up that aluminum, which does tear easy, but you could also use this to put a loop on each corner of the tent to stake it down. Well, it's a hard thing to guess where I would put it, but there's still plenty of room. First aid kit. You want to be able to get to the first aid kit pretty easy. You don't want to go digging everywhere. This would be in the front. And to tell you the truth, I just found another area on here that is a little pack. So that first aid kit would be right out in the open. It's also there if you need to help somebody else. It's right the very first thing you can grab. Along with the first aid kit, I would have my little tablet with a pencil that I found last night. Or on part one, I should say. Can't forget my wife. She's got to be there. You get cut, you can even use this to sew up the sling properly so it doesn't hang or get caught. But you can sew yourself up with it, like I said in part one. Middle section. My tissues. You saw this last night. If I have to use those tissues, that means I got to take the rucksack off. So it's good to go in the middle section. My two saws. I've already put the first one in. I think this one is not going to be going with my Go Kit. Like I said, this is a back saw. It has straight blades. It's made for fine tuning on wood. Don't need it. I got my buck and I got my coolants. Now, I didn't know the name of this last night, but I got my coolants. Also have a little bit of two-sided strap on there. Forgetting the name right now, but this is made for cutting trees. This I need. Last but not least, my mace, pepper spray, pepper guard it's called. This shows to be expired. Didn't know that until last evening. It says used by June 2021. I'm already 2 years over that. So it's about time I went and got more. I am going to keep this on there. I do have another fresh one in the truck. I got to check its date. But this will be on here in one of the loops. That is about it. I have room in here. As you can see, for the clothes that I was talking about outside. I have room in here for some food, freeze dried of course, put water with it, cook it on a stove, you're good to go. Zipping this all together and snapping everything up, I know you can't see what I'm doing, and I apologize for that, but it's a different camera. Just realized on both sides of this, there is a pouch for carrying your water jugs. If you want to put the 16.9 ounce water in there, or your own filtered water, some sort of plastic cup with a lid on it, there's room on both sides for that. They can be locked in. There are two straps for it. There are two straps for it that will keep that locked in. You tighten these down after you put your cup in. And I just noticed that there's screen on there, but this is so much better. I'll show you the back end. Than that large rucksack, in that around the corner back here, it's so small in the middle of the back that I would also get air back there to keep me on the cooler side if I am hiking. So that's it for this evening. Part 2. This bag is now done, except for those clothes I was talking about. They are still in the truck. They'll be coming out and going in here. I appreciate everybody watching. As you can see, I've got my Blue Marsh Corps of Army Engineers shirt on for going out there and keeping my area of responsibility clean. It's miles 7, 8, 9. You ever go out there and you go hiking, think about me when you get out there and report if you see anything dirty. Not to me. Tell the rangers, they'll tell me. I'll go out and clean it up. Okay, that's it. I enjoy everybody watching my videos. Thank you so much. This will be part 2. It was done with a camcorder, so now I have to go upstairs and get this to work on Wondershare Filmora. You'll see a watermark, they call it, across the bottom of the screen. That, of course, they're getting their money out of it, so you get to see it. That's it. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Stay warm. We've got a heat wave coming. Bye.